11 Investigates team continues to dig into the company at the center of a controversial mining operation in South Toledo. Rocky Ridge needs 9 votes from City Council to expand its mining capabilities and rezone the area from residential to industrial. That crucial vote happens in just 5 days. Tonight, our 11 Investigates Melissa Andrews is looking into how the mining started, the man behind Rocky Ridge, and its relationship with the city and mayor.
Bill Hoig has been fighting against mining near his South Toledo home even before Rocky Ridge came into the picture in 2021.
The city never should have allowed this to happen way back.
He says nearly all of his neighborhood is against mining, rezoning, and the expansion of the project to mine sand and clay and replace it with spent lime. And he accuses Rocky Ridge of illegally mining the property, knowing it was not properly zoned. And he says the city knew about it too.
They knew before it ever purchased the property it wasn't going to comply with city ordinances. They knew that. The city, somewhere along the line before that purchase happened, told them to go ahead and do it. They've allowed this to happen from day one.
Rocky Ridge told us it was unaware 4004 Angola Road was improperly zoned and only discovered it when it filed for the expansion. But these documents obtained by 11 Investigates show a different story. This zoning application approved in September of 2020 shows the company sought zoning approval for a wetland and was approved for a wetland only. Another document dated September 30th, 2020 specifically states this letter does not grant approval for a mining operation. When 11 Investigates asked a City of Toledo spokesperson why Rocky Ridge is allowed to continue illegally mining, the city said, quote, "The situation is nuanced. Although the zoning is currently out of compliance, the business holds air pollution permits from the city and the EPA, as well as a mining permit from ODNR. There's not a straightforward answer to whether they are allowed to mine there," end quote. However, 11 Investigates reviewed Rocky Ridge's application for that ODNR permit, in which the owner, Charles Stanley, agreed to comply with all zoning resolutions or ordinances in effect at the time of the application. That was in October of 2024, when the area was and still is zoned residential.
This particular cut is where we're bringing in City of Toledo EWTM.
Stanley is the man behind Rocky Ridge Development. The company has been awarded multiple contracts worth millions by the city to remove its spent lime for years. Ed Moore was at the helm of public utilities and helped secure those contracts on behalf of the city, including one for $11 million in December of 2023. When Moore announced his retirement from the city 2 months later, the city said he would continue to serve the City of Toledo in an advisory role.
One recommendation they said is
Moore became managing director at Rocky Ridge 2 months after that. 11 Investigates also found that while Charles Stanley was making millions removing the city's spent lime, he owed more than $155,000 to the state in personal taxes and eventually paid those taxes in 2022. But while the state was trying to collect that payment, Board of Elections campaign finance disclosures show Charles, a Republican, donated $14,000 to the campaigns of Mayor Wade Kapsakavich. The mayor, a Democrat, with the power, with council approval, to award city contracts like the $11 million contract awarded to Rocky Ridge in December of 2023. Just days after the city approved the wetland in 2020, Stanley and Rocky Ridge also donated another $16,000 to the PAC called Forward Toledo. The mayor disperses the money in that PAC to support his ballot issues. Stanley's brother Richard also donated while being sued by the state for delinquent taxes. We found Richard currently owes the state of Ohio nearly $1.6 million in unpaid state sales tax. Richard Stanley was sued by the State Department of Taxation in 2012 for failure to pay those taxes and currently has a lien on property. 11 Investigates asked the mayor about the donations. A statement was provided saying campaign support has never and will never influence how the city enforces its laws, and the city has historically allowed non-compliant businesses to continue when there is a good faith effort to correct violations. 11 Investigates asked for examples of businesses with city contracts that have continued in non-compliance. We're still waiting for those. Bill Hoig told us nothing has appeared to be right since day one with this site, and he hopes that'll change in a couple days.
And the city of Toledo's name was all over that stuff. They facilitated that purchase. They reached a certain point and they told them, go ahead, we'll allow you to dump there. You can't do that. You're breaking two ordinances in the city of Toledo. You can't dump and you can't mine on residential property.
For 11 Investigates, I'm Melissa Andrews.
City Councilman Adam Martinez tells 11 Investigates that he will propose a wind-down plan at Tuesday's council vote on the Rocky Ridge rezoning. If council votes against rezoning, the plans call for Rocky Ridge to be allowed to finish up its contract with the city, then clean up the Angola Road site and leave.